seen it all, from cubicle fights to the bathroom stall brawls. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here. From the break room drama to the boss that's here. We hate it here, oh, we hate it here. So grab a seat, it's horror premiere. Office gossip, Twitter jams, management schemes, and toxic plans. You jump to jump, oh, we can relate. Welcome to work life, the thing we all hate. Office gossip, Twitter jams, management schemes, and toxic plans. You jump to jump, oh, we can relate. Welcome to work life, the thing we all hate. Erica and Marissa have seen it all, from cubicle fights to the bathroom stall brawls. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here. From the break room drama to the bosses here. We hate it here, oh, we hate it here. So grab a seat, it's horror premiere.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of I Hate It Here. My name's Erica.
Hi, Marissa.
Thank you for hopping on the Hotmess Express.
All aboard. Welcome to the Hotmess Express. Choo choo.
Which I just realized I should have said, welcome to another episode of The Morning After, which
Yeah.
I did not promote as The Morning After because, of course, I forget and I can't do calendar math, right? So it's the last Thursday of the month, which we always kind of flip the theme to The Morning After. And today, our co-host, we have a very special co-host today, Marissa.
Yes, we have Miss Michelle, Miss Airstream Queen, that's going to be joining us and driving the Hotmess Express off the rails with the dating stories and just the morning after.
We're going to throw her the keys in a bit and she's going to take us down her tunnel of regrets, I guess.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have a lot going on today.
We do.
So I don't necessarily want to get into our rants because I always throw us off and we end up adding a ton more time into the show. Yeah. But let's get right into it. Oh, wait, before we do, Marissa, for people who don't know what the morning after is and what we mean about that, explain to them what we mean when we say we are flipping to the morning after.
Absolutely. So the morning after is a show where we go on based on life's regrets, right? There's those days where you wake up, you had a wild night, a wild day, those what the fuck happened moments. And then the aftermath is the what the fuck, the morning after, right? So whether it was a drunken night, whether it was a night out partying, whether it was a one night stand, a crazy day that you had, and you're reflecting on it the next day, that is what the morning after is about. So it's not just dating, it's life, it's everything.
Yes. But somehow we always get into the dating stuff, right? It just tends to turn that way because in our regular shows, we do a lot more work stuff and kind of like focus on that. But anyhow, so jumping into things, guys, I was on TikTok like I am, right? They're going to take it away again, and I'm devastated. But again, I think like they were extended for another X amount of days. But now that all this shit is happening with China, and I don't know if they're going to extend it. Who fucking knows? Okay. We just wake up and we just go day to day in this world now, versus this country. We just we live every day like it's our last day up in this bitch. But anyhow, so I was on there. Like I am. And then I found this guy that does these, like, he finds like funny Amazon reviews. Okay. And kind of goes off of like stuff that he finds on Amazon, right? And reads some of the reviews. So this one, it's so funny that he couldn't read, like there was parts that he had to stop because he was laughing so hard that I was like, oh my God, I had to see it twice. It is so funny. That I was going to play the video of him reading you guys this review, but I'm like, no, it's a little long because he stops and he laughs so much. But now I'm scared that I'm going to laugh so much. I might lose it because it's a really funny fucking review. Okay. So the review, guys, is on an adult toy for females. Oh, shit. Okay.
Here we go.
So here we go. So yeah, so it's this adult toy. Let me bring it up so you guys can see, and I'll show it afterwards again.
Okay.
I want to say it's this one because Amazon is not letting me pull it up, and I really had to dig through the comments to find out exactly which model and which, like, for science.
For science only. Okay.
What item it is, and it keeps giving me like an error page. So I'm like, what the heck? Maybe Amazon's gatekeeping this. But from comments and doing, like, going down the rabbit hole, I want to say it is this toy.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a toy we're going to be talking about, or the review that was left for it. Okay.
Okay.
Whew. Here we go, guys. Okay. Having read everyone's reviews, I had high expectations. But with the price being under $50, I wasn't exactly going to be shocked if it was mediocre. A few friends of mine bought it recently and told me of its power. I was warned to take the day off, to hydrate, and above all, do some stretches.
What the? Some stretching. Jesus Christ.
I thought they were being such drama queens. Okay. I was delivered with, it was delivered within 2 days of ordering. So it's already off to a good start. Opening the very discreet box, instructions say 2.5-hour charge time. Not too bad. I plugged this little bad boy in while the kids are at school waiting for it to charge, killing time, reading some erotica my friend and fellow Queenie recommended because I don't have time to screw around waiting to get into the mood. Okay, so I have to go get the kids in a few hours, and I need to be ready to go when this thing is done charging. So she's on a mission.
She said, I got things to do, places to go, people to see. Charge immediately.
I need this bad boy to be ready.
Okay.
So patiently waiting, me is checking to see if the light has stopped blinking every 10 minutes, like a crackhead waiting for his dealer. After only an hour and a half, solid pink light. Game on.
All right.
I played with all the settings on my hand to test this fine machinery out. The vibration for the G-spot part is quite strong. I was impressed with that even before use. Next was suction. So many levels. It was interesting to see the different patterns and strength. There are 10 levels for a clitoral and 10 patterns for a G-spot. I've never used a clit suction stimulator, so I have nothing to compare it to, but look forward to it nonetheless.
All right.
Time to solo party. I found placement for the clit a bit low for my body shape. It took me a few minutes to get everything where it needed to be. There was a bit time consuming, and that was a bit time consuming and slightly frustrating. But as with any new toy, it's trial and error. Unbeknownst to me, it wasn't lined up 100%. So me being me, I decided to go from 0 to 60 in 3.5. I hit the suction cup button setting to level 5 or 6 and hit the G-spot button as well. I made a minor adjustment on suction placement. At least I think that's what happened because I'm pretty sure I blacked out. My legs went straight out like those goats who faint when scared.
Oh, no.
We love those goats. We love baby goating.
We do.
So she says, I never came so fast and so hard in my life. I squirted. I have never done that. Luckily, I put a towel down because I hate wet spots. I frantically tried to turn it off, but ended up hitting the buttons like a maniac, setting to an even stronger suction. And now vibrant pulses from a G-spot vibrator and came again. I'm pretty sure I levitated. It was an unending orgasm. This time, my soul left me and God himself said, child, it's not your time to go. Go back to the little pink light.
Little pink light.
Mind you, I'm agnostic.
Wow.
I'm brought back into my earthly body after managing to pull it off, throwing it across my bed. It falls to the floor, still buzzing happily away. I shook for 5 minutes. couldn't get up and off my bed, even if I wanted to. I stared at my ceiling, dazed, trying to remember who I am and what year it is. I get up to clean up and realize that my seizure-like orgasms hurt my hip and my back.
Oh no. Girl threw on her back.
I'm still hobbling 4 hours later. I did not stretch enough.
Wow.
So in conclusion, this met and exceeded expectations. Hydrate, make sure you don't have anything to do that involves decisions or brain power for the rest of the day. And for the love of God, stretch like you're about to run the 500-meter dash.
She had an out-of-body experience.
So I was like, what? This can't, like, how good could this be, right?
Right.
Like, and also, mind you, I'm also still, this time when I found the review and found, like, because it's linked on to the company that sells it. The company is called Tracy's Dog, which, by the way, is like the worst fucking name for an adult toy company.
Yeah.
So I'm going through the website. I'm like, they have the, like, it says the infamous Amazon review, right? But it doesn't tie it into the product. I guess they want you to look at all the products, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, then I go back to TikTok because I'm like, I need to find out which product this is for science.
For science.
So then I find it in the comments, and then I go back to Tracy's Dog and find the vibrator, or whatever it is called. And then so I go to their reviews, and guys, it's the right one because there's another fucking review that's hilarious. So I had it pulled up, but while I was talking to you guys, screwing around, I lost it. So yes, this is a real deal because this one also had me rolling.
Okay.
Okay. So the title of it is "Child, What the Fuck Was That?"
All right.
So after seeing infamous reviews, Chappie's asking a question. Do they come in different colors? They do, Chappie.
For science, we know that they do.
For science, I've looked it up, and yes. Okay, so here's the second review. So after seeing the infamous reviews and stories on TikTok, I had to see what all the hype was about. I waited about 4 days to get mine, and then it came. I picked it up on my lunch break and sped over to my house to pick it up off the charger. It felt like Christmas. My previous toy, which I had used for years, went kaput on me, so I was desperate for some smooth vibrations. As soon as I opened the box, I could feel her. She said, "Use it now. I've been fiending." But I said, "Hold on, girl. We got to charge it, and then we can get you what you deserve." Okay. So I throw the thing on the charger, says it'll take 2.5 hours, which is perfect because I still had about 3 hours left of work. So by the time I got back home, it's go time. I raced back home after work. I mean, that's commitment, dude. She fucking saw that it was delivered, came home from work to charge it.
That's commitment, man. She was like a little kid on Christmas Day. She was like, I want to open this toy. Why go back? Just call out, girl.
I know. I raced back home after getting off of work, and I'm on a mission. Didn't even listen to music on the way home or anything, just radio silence.
Damn.
It was that serious.
Like a psychopath.
I get home,
like a psychopath.
Right? I get home, and to my surprise, my partner decided to invite over his friends. Shaking my head. I was low-key pissed the whole time because I had an arrangement that needed to be taken care of, but I was able to quickly get them out of the blast zone and sent the fuck home. I had business to take care of. Finally, the sun's gone down, the mood is right, and me and my baby are ready to blast off. My boyfriend lays next to me in the bed, saying how he wanted to take advantage of all the juices that would be overflowing after. And I said, that ain't no problem. Laughing my ass off. It's what I prefer anyway. Okay, I get started, and after taking a minute to find where everything needed to be lined up at, I never used any like sucking toys before. No rose, no nothing. I began to feel a shift in the atmosphere. First, I remember just saying, "Oh, damn. Oh, fuck. What the fuck?" And I could tell that within those first 5 seconds, it was going to be something crazy. And then she capitalized crazy. I'm reaching and grabbing for everything in reach. The sheets, my pillows, my damn cat, the wall, my man's leg.
Anything that she could find.
Child, anything that's what you're right. Child, anything I could find. I wanted to reach over to him, but when I tried to, I guess the toy had positioned itself just right, and my whole body tensed the fuck up. My hands were made into a fist, and I instantly thought, no, ma'am, if you reach over to him, you might snap something off, and that's a whole another problem. So I just stayed electrocuted right next to my man, immovable. Turns out he started to notice the way that the OG was giving it to me and started to get jealous. Rolled over and said, "Shit, I'm gonna leave. Have fun with your toy."
I mean,
obviously you don't need me, so he left. He had to step out. She says, "I can't lie to y'all. I felt bad, but low key, I didn't have the strength to turn it off. I still had it was still on, and I had to act like I was listening." But to be honest, I couldn't hear shit but angels singing and harps playing. To preserve the life of my relationship, I made the extremely difficult decision to stop, turn it off, and put it back in its sexy silk bag. End of night. End of night 1. The morning arrives. My man goes to work about 2 hours before I have to go to work. So when he left, you already know what time it was. I had to give it a good old college try again, because last night was simply a tease, and I need to find the fuck out what I was getting myself into, or what was getting into me, lol. So I reached under my pillow, grabbed my little purple savior, and started to go to town. Now this time, I guess she must have felt a little guilty for last night, because she took a bit of encouraging, but when she was motivated, we was in there. So I think she is her vagina. Okay. The description does not lie. This little thing latches onto you. That's how I knew I wasn't doing it right at first, because as soon as that thing latched on like a fucking vampire, I could have sworn I saw God. I had to do some deep breathing and shit, because like I'm a G. This ain't finna gonna make me lose it in just 10 seconds. Child, it was a fight for my life.
Longest 10 seconds of my life.
Turns out I really only last about 30 seconds, at least I think. Every single review is 110% correct. The only thing that wasn't correct was most of y'all say at the point of climax, y'all floated and saw God. Nope, not me. I was flabbergasted. I must have seized up, descended, I meant Satan, because I let out the most demonic, guttural, unrecognizable back in my throat and in my chest. Exorcist 1, 2, and 3 screams that I didn't even know existed or could come out of my body and soul.
No.
This thing is absolutely crazy. As soon as I finished, I could feel my body again. I instantly sprung right the fuck up and threw that hoe back into her resting place while shaking my head vigorously. The display of absolute chaos was something that I know I can never use around my man again to preserve my relationship and the love I have for him and he has for me. Yeah, that shit will ruin our whole last relationship if I use it around him again. Please be advised, your partner will be jealous. Please use in private if you love your partner, but on a separate mode. Thank you so freaking much, Tracy or Tracy's dogs or whoever I owe. Thanks. You're so amazing.
Wow.
Wow, right?
Holy shit. And what do you do if you're the partner? Like,
I don't know.
What do you do? What can you do? Like, if you see that and you're like, what can I do?
You gotta walk out. I mean, he did the right thing the first time. He like,
said, listen, I know when I'm beat and I'm gonna walk out and I'm gonna let you have your thing. What can
we need the dudes in the chat to speak up and let us know. But
Yeah.
I was late. Name of the toy, please. Oh, Harris, it is called the OG Chew. Hold on, vibrator. If I'm correct, this is it. It is on the website called Tracy's Dog. Hold on. God damn it. There's a lot. Hold on. It is the OG Chew clitoral sucking vibrator for only $52.99 right now. So there you go, guys.
Well,
for science, if you want to
for
go
science,
buy one.
for science, if you want to go buy one, try it out and then let us know if the reviews are accurate. Let us know.
You could come back and report to us.
Yes.
Yes. So that's what it is. It does come in multiple colors. So it doesn't have to, if you don't like this teal, I think it's in purple, pink, and that's it.
Okay.
That's crazy.
That's a little scary. That out-of-body experience that everyone's having, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Oh my God. Okay. So gentlemen in the chat, please let us know. Are you like, okay, because James he just said for $52.99, it might save your relationship. But is it going to destroy your relationship is what we want to know.
Yeah, because what if your partner's never done that with you? What if your partner's you've never seen your partner do that with you? I'm not a man, but if that happens to me, my ego is gonna be bruised. I'm gonna be like, excuse me. But then at the same time,
like it can't be bruised. It's machinery. You can't do that. Like you don't have those type of speeds.
I know. You don't have those type of vibrations. I don't have those type of vibrations. But I'm saying, like, I'll be quite frank, as a human, I'm gonna be like, oh, my feelings are gonna be a little hurt. Not gonna lie. If you're
all right, but what else is going on in the chat, Marissa?
It looks like it says, if your man gets upset at your enjoyment, he a bitch. True. Very true. I can agree with that. As a partner, just watch. I'm almost 50. I don't give a fuck, says Dimitri. He says, whatever you do with you and your toy, that's between you and God.
He's like, you throw your own back out this time. I'm not throwing mine out.
So do you, boo? Do you?
Yes. We read 2 reviews, Dimitri. And the first one, the girl was talking about how she threw out her hips and her back.
She did.
Yeah. She did not stretch enough.
She said she had an out-of-body experience, met God, came back down to the blinking light. It was the whole thing.
One saw God, the other saw Satan.
We
went to hell and back with this toy.
I know, we did. I'll just tape it on top of my junk so we can arrive together. He's getting crafty. Okay. All right.
Okay, hold on. I am putting the website in
the chat.
In the chat, and the product, the item is called, I already forgot again. All right, Marissa, should we move this along while I type away?
All right. Well, thanks for everyone in the chat letting us know your opinions. Again, everything's going to be in the chat. In the meantime, I'm going to hop over to the commercial break.
Oh, yeah. Let's regroup before we get the beautiful Michelle up here with us.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, guys. And once again, we are promoting our beautiful little cups. Love them. Once again, Doreen did such a great job with these.
Yes.
So making custom cups. So if you all want one with whatever you like, right? If you're a Star Wars fan, if you're a Marvels, or I mean, not necessarily just any of those, but she will customize it to whatever you want. Let's take a look at her commercial.
All right.
Welcome to D Cup Customs. home of tumblers and cups and pens and all kind of stuff. Look at this. This is a shroom cup that she made for me, and it glows in the dark. And then look at the attention to detail on this one. All these damn rhinestones. Here is her following, her happy public. And these people are really genuinely happy because watch this picture. You know how hard it is to please black people, and they're all happy. We wouldn't be D cups without D cups. Sometimes you need a little shot to take the edge off. But if this isn't your type of shot glass, I'm sorry for you, but if it isn't, she also has swear bears. It may be a little hard to read some of these right now, so let me help you out. This is my mood most of the time. Probably some of yours too. And this one says, eat a bag of dicks. I asked Doreen why she's so talented. She's like, bitch, I'm magical. So please go to the website. We will love your support. Buy something, buy a lot of stuff. But if you decide not to, you can.
All right, guys. So once again, she's got some pre-made cups on there that you can order, or again, she's got a selection of different types of cups. She's got like wine glasses, shot glasses that she can do for you. That mushroom cup that she did for Dimitri is actually like a 3D cup. So like the little mushrooms do stick out, and she's done a really cool one with like the like Star Wars. I want to say it was a Millennial Falcon or whatever, like kind of sticking out, like 3D style. So she does really amazing things. Again, ours very simple, just the I Hate It Here logo. It's got this really like fun glitter that changes in the lights, because Marissa and I are very simple. We don't like a lot of fuss. She really wanted to go to town on the cup, and I was like, let's keep it simple for us. But the website is www.dcupcustoms.com. So make sure you go and support her. Oh, Marissa, we can't hear you.
I don't know why it muted me, but okay.
Oh.
I was going to say they're great quality cups as well, and they come with two separate lids. So it comes with this one that you could do the straw, and then it comes with the sports one as well, where you could retract the little thing. So you can
got like a clip.
Yeah, so you can take it to with you to the gym, whatever you want to do. Great quality cups. Definitely go out and support. But with that said, you ready to jump on with Michelle?
Yeah, let's get her up.
Yes. Hello.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi. My voice is a little funny. Sorry. I'll say that first off.
Good.
No, you sound fine. And once again, thank you so much for hopping on and joining us here at I Hate It Here. Last time you were on, we did go through some of these very high value men that are reaching out to you via
the dating apps, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, on the apps. I'm not on the apps anymore.
Okay.
So recently, one of them there was suspicious activity, and the suspicious activity was me changing my profile picture and making it more private, making it more secretive and less information, and they saw that as being suspicious, so they shut it down. So I was like, oh darn, I guess.
Oh, that's
but
weird.
Yeah, so that's fine. I've been mostly off of them anyway.
Okay.
So and what made me go off of them is that I joined a Facebook group called Are We Dating the Same Guy?
Oh.
And nothing bad happened to me, but there were so many terrible stories about, and I know it's happens everywhere, but about the guys in my area particularly, that I just was like done. I did not care to be on those apps anymore. And so I thought, I'm just going to try go about this a more natural route, whatever that is. So
okay.
So are you actively what when you say more like natural, or like I guess more traditional, we should say, is are you gonna like because there's like speed dating or like happy hours that they do in order to meet people like face to face, right? Is that what you're thinking? Or you're like, hey, I'm just gonna live life, and if I meet someone, great, like, and if not, then
I think I'm gonna kind of live life
okay.
and maybe smile at guys at the grocery store or something.
There we go.
Or, I live in a pretty rural, well, small town area.
Mhm.
And so there's not a lot of speed dating things. There might be meetups that I might check out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not into the bar scene, so going to a happy hour or doing stuff like that just isn't my
Your thing.
speed. And so
Yeah.
honestly, I thought I might even just look around at church. So,
Hey, you never
and not,
know.
I mean, they're all married though, or, now that I'm in my mid 40s, they're all getting divorced. So maybe there will be a divorced guy there.
You never know. Adam
Mhm.
has a suggestion. He says that you can hang around Home Depot or Lowe's.
Yeah, and look really confused. That's my plan. Yeah,
Just
See,
that's great.
walk him down those aisles.
yeah, just be like, excuse me, can you help me? And then just go from there.
I will do
So,
that.
okay, so you're talking about the Facebook group, Are We
Mhm.
Dating the Same Guy? There's also Mia, who's in the chat, had sent me a couple months ago this app called TEA, just T,
Mhm.
right? And it's similar to that, but I mean, like to the Facebook group as well. And I was gonna talk about it a couple. Well, when she first sent it to me, I signed up on it, was looking at it, but they are very protective about the women who are using that, and I get it. Like, I totally get it. So like, they don't
Yeah.
let you screenshot, they don't let you share, they don't let you video record, and so I didn't really like want to share, I mean, or couldn't. I mean, there
Right.
probably would be a way to share that stuff, but I just didn't want to because of all the security purposes that they put around that. So if
Yes.
anybody is interested, like females who are paying attention or like listening, I should say, and want to kind of find something similar to the Are We Dating the Same Guy? It's called TTEA. It's an app. You can find it in the App Store, Google Play, and it will give you people within that city. And then people will like remark, and there are some guys in there that were so wild, with like so many red flags that people were posting about them, like going
Yeah.
on first dates with them, and just like the crazy shit they were saying or doing. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. I've seen guys on the Facebook group, and actually, I was going to give a tip for dating apps and
Yeah.
dating this day and age. And
Mhm.
that is my tip, is to join Are We Dating the Same Guy? Even if you're not doing the apps, even if you are going the more traditional route, I would recommend that because, I mean, I live in a small town and it's crazy how many, I mean, women have gone on there and said, "Hey, this is my husband. We've been having problems, but we are married." Or this guy's been in my DMs. This guy's in my DMs currently,
Mhm.
and women aren't on there asking for bad, not on there to
Mhm.
bash. They're on there being hopeful that there isn't this tea, out
Right?
there.
That person's not on that site or
Then nobody has
Right.
a story behind, like, hey,
Mhm.
Right.
but
I
that's
mean,
crazy.
don't get me wrong. There are some in that app that have like a green flag, and they're like, "Oh, we
Yeah.
went out, it just didn't work out, but he's a nice
Yeah.
guy." Like, so there are
Not
the
very
red
many.
flags do outweigh the green, though.
Yes. I have to say, I did see this one where there were 23 comments. And, on a new post, when there's 23 comments, you want to read that because it's probably kind of
Yeah.
juicy. Every single comment was, "This guy is amazing.
Oh.
You will have fun with him. You will laugh. And so that was really nice.
But then why
Um,
didn't nobody date him? What's wrong with him? Why did
Um,
they not take
and
him?
some women did say, "We hung out and it just didn't click for us, but he's a good guy. I didn't feel any weird vibes, whatever." whatever reason. But and some did say I've always wanted him to find somebody, so they do wonder why he didn't find anyone. But
Yeah.
yeah. So but yeah,
Fluggy says he was too good.
yeah, too good. Yeah, that must be my problem.
That that's right.
I'm too good.
You're
I
too
just
good.
let me see. I have written some notes down so I don't get lost.
James Rapidero says if he's amazing, what's wrong with him? Somebody will crack the code. Always. Right?
Oh, and I was going to say, I'm not sure if there are groups like that for guys. Like, are we
Oh, they
dating the same
totally
girl?
do.
I kind of doubt it, because guys are probably like, whatever, I'll find out when I find out. Women are a little more concerned with that.
So I don't know if like men would necessarily care, or not all, I mean, would care about the
Right.
cheating, but they would probably care like, is she crazy?
Right.
Oh, do they though?
Yeah.
I don't know. Dudes, we're asking you guys a lot of questions in the chat. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. First of all, is there Facebook groups like Are We Dating the Same Girl or something about red flags? And do you guys care? Like, is it something that only women are like cautious about and dudes are like, it is what it is? Let us know.
I see a comment. Chappie, do you own a dog? I do not. I would love to get a dog, but I don't have the life set up for one. I like to leave for like amounts of time and not have to worry about my house or a pet. Anyway, okay, so should we get into some stories?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. You let
Well,
me know when to put up those pictures.
Okay, I have one quick story first before the
Okay.
pictures. So when I was on the apps regularly, I got a message from this guy who seemed really interesting, and so I matched with him, and then he immediately started chatting with me, and we exchanged like two like very simple "how are you" type messages, and then he said, "Do you want to FaceTime?" And I was
After 2 messages?
yeah,
No,
and
sir.
I said I wasn't able to at the moment, which was a lie. I wasn't going to.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, okay, well, I was just wondering if you would want to FaceTime later and watch me jerk off."
Oh,
After 2 message exchanges.
you
Yes,
can't even say hi. God damn. Jesus.
And I said, "Well, I'm very flattered." I really did. Just to be dumb. Well, I'm really flattered. I think I'm gonna pass. I appreciate that you asked instead of, just sending a picture of, but and so then being the communication psych nurse, not nurse, but psychology based person. I don't want to get too informative, but I started asking him questions about it, and he was gung ho to answer questions. I don't know what he was doing at the same time, but I'm like,
Well,
why? What is it about this? And he was actually answering them. So
did you wait, so you asked him like why did he just ask that? And what was it
yeah,
like, why did he just go for it? Like, and what was his response?
like what's just that it's exciting for him that it gets how can I say this without being
It
too
gets him
crass?
off.
Yeah, okay. It gets him off in a way that it doesn't when he's with people. And that it's kind of a
But
taboo thing. And
is it just him asking that like does that for him, or has this actually
he
worked?
wanted to.
My thing is, has this actually worked? Has it been like, hey, you want to help? You
I
want to
asked him that.
And somebody's been like, yes, I do.
It has worked for him.
Sucias.
Yeah.
Sus,
So,
yeah.
anyway, so that's
Wow,
that.
you are so nice. I would have
You're
been
very nice.
like, you are so fucking gross, sir. Like, I'm reporting you to the authorities.
It was fascinating to
You're
me.
a pervert. I don't know. I would just, well, which is good, right? Because you were able to get answers that we've always kind of wanted to know.
Right, and that's kind of my background a little bit. And so I just asked him. But
you are too nice
anyway.
because
Oh, I'm sorry, Marissa.
I was gonna say you are too nice because that would have been like blocked immediately. Like, no, sir, you cannot
The
go
fuck,
around.
no. And what made him so comfortable did you ask him what made him so comfortable to ask you after only 2 message exchanges?
I think I did,
Why is
but
he
I don't.
why doesn't he butter you up more?
Straight to the point.
You know what? I don't remember if I asked him that. This was a little while ago, and when I went back to look at my messaging to get all the information, he had deleted it. So, or he had, I
Oh,
think, deleted his whole account, so I couldn't see it anymore.
maybe somebody reported him because
Oh, that's true. It wasn't me.
no, that's fucking
Because
crazy. Like, how do you?
whatever. If somebody's gonna be into that,
Mhm.
whatever. He wasn't doing anything bad. He asked permission first.
No, I'm sorry, Michelle, but the bar's in hell. What do you? That's where I gotta disagree because he was nice. Asked. No, sir, keep those questions. His intrusive thoughts won, and he needs to control that because that's fucking nasty behavior. No.
You know what? It is, sure. But he asked first. Do you know what I mean? And so many times women don't get asked first. They just get a picture or assaulted.
Fair.
Well, I don't know. You're just a lot nicer than I would have been, and I'm telling you, somebody else reported his ass, and that's why you couldn't find him.
Probably.
At least talk to these females a little more.
Yes, yeah.
If you're gonna be a pervert like that,
Yeah.
if you really have the guts to do something like that, at least butter them up a little more. I don't know.
Agreed.
That's crazy to just be like, hey, how are you? Do you want to FaceTime? Do you want to see me jerk off? No, sir.
Yeah.
No.
You can't immediately just throw that out.
That's fair. Yes.
All right, Michelle.
Maybe it's just a little bit of time removed from the event happening that I forgot the shockingness of that.
Pat, just the polite pervert.
I love it. Yeah, so if you want to bring up the first picture.
Okay.
So this fella, when asked for a fun fact he's obsessed with, it's lights. Landscaping lights, indoor lights, lights on ATVs, all types of lights.
He's got a passion.
And that's great. It's great to have a hobby, but when it's something like that, maybe ease into that one a little bit more than easing into watching you jerk off on camera. No. That one really struck me as funny and sweet and innocent, but really mostly funny.
That is funny.
And I think he's even in a tractor in a massive farm field. So it's not like he works in the lighting industry necessarily. So
maybe that's his side hustle.
It could be. It could be.
Being a lighting expert.
Yeah, so funny. I got a really good laugh out of that one.
Okay. Am I moving on to the second?
Yes.
Is this still him?
Nope, this is a different guy.
Oh.
I had to pull it up on a different screen so I can read it. So he's really into Jesus. He's dedicated his life pursuing the excellence through Jesus Christ our Lord. Will you join me? He's a dad. 13 children.
Sir, you need to pursue some fucking condoms. That's what you need to pursue. You need to pursue a vasectomy.
And if you look at the bottom,
it
says have children, want more.
Nobody
No.
needs no.
No.
Mm-mm.
He's
How
one of
does
those.
he have time for 13 children? How does he have
He
time to
does it.
date with
He
13
does.
children?
He's not the one taking care of them. That's why he's just out
Exactly.
there fucking populating the world, trying to spread his seed because he's one of those crazy fucking people that thinks that they are superior, like specimen, and need to be out there populating. And yeah,
It's Nick Cannon. Maybe he moved to Minnesota.
Trying to give Elon a run for his money. I don't know.
I guess so. But yeah, that one I immediately swipe no. I don't want kids of my own. I don't want 13 kids of somebody else's.
That's a big fuck no. And also, he's trying to dedicate my life in pursuing excellence through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Sir, where's your wife, your ex-wife, and all this, right? Like,
Right.
if you were like, isn't it looked down upon to be divorced in religion? What happened to those vows?
Maybe he never got married. I don't know.
Again, then he's not following the excellence of Jesus Christ.
I didn't think too much about it. I just was like, no.
She
Moving
saw
on.
13 kids and she's like, I'm out. Fair.
Yep. All right. Let me know when to move on.
Yep, move on.
All right. These people are wild.
Right. So you see Bob is 44, but if you
Mhm.
follow that little arrow, I'm 61 with the body of a 30-year-old.
Who told him that lie?
Right. Right? People lie on these about their ages. And I know I talked about that last time, but there's a big difference between 44 and 61.
Maybe he
And
tried to find
if
the average between 30 and 61.
maybe.
Landed on
And
44.
He was like, this looks right.
And so guys do that so they can get the women who want to, date younger men who wouldn't be interested in him. But that's the point. That's why we set our parameters and our preferences. You can set your age range of who you want to date. And sir, it's not 61.
No.
I love how
So
he put that towards the end though. He was like, I own a business, I do this, I do that. Oh, by the way, I'm 61.
I'm reading through his bio and I'm laughing at the
That is insane.
all the exotic places he wants to take someone, traveling with me to Vegas, Arizona, etc.
So exotic. Vegas and Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay. If you want to move along, we can.
Okay.
And this one's a little bit longer, but he talks about himself, about a deal breakers, about the way he looks. But then he says, compared to the rest of these guys you liked on here and want to go and meet, what else do they bring to the table? Do they have a job even? A car? Are they going to are they going to have you pay for dinner? Do they just want to sit around and play video games and watch sports? From what I read, those are what most of you girls are finding, yet you keep going out with them time and again.
Oh, okay. Tell me you're mad without telling me you're mad. That nobody takes you.
Yes, that's it. And this isn't the only one I've seen like this. I've seen a few profiles that are angry like this.
I feel like he's a part of the insult club. Like it feels very insult.
Yes. Why would we want to go on a date with him after reading that?
I don't know. That's
No.
I'm bald and slightly overweight for my liking, so that's a deal breaker. I'm sorry, but let's get that out of the way.
Sir, get a fucking wig and hit the gym. Like we can
Or
fix
not.
those things. We can fix those things. But you being an asshole?
But those don't necessarily need to be fixed. Being bald and slightly overweight is fine. It's fine.
It is. Absolutely. But you being an asshole is not.
Right. Exactly. That's my biggest problem.
Well, and I'm sorry, go ahead, Michelle.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't want this to be about shaming men for what they look like. That's why I don't, put their faces on anymore like I did last time. Well, the next one you'll see. But last time there was some talk in the chat about a guy who I didn't even notice his height was in his bio, but there was some joking and jiving about his height, and that kind of bothered me, and so I didn't want to put that kind of stuff on there. So this isn't about shaming the men for things about them that they can't help.
No.
I
What
mean,
I'm laughing about in the beginning is that he's like,
Yeah.
so if that's a deal breaker, then I'm sorry, let's
Yes.
get out. Like, it starts
Yes.
so aggressive already.
Yeah.
That, like,
Yes.
sir, why do you think, like, right after that, you're like, moving on. Moving
But
on.
You can
Like,
tell he's
exactly.
angry.
you don't even have to go like into, I mean, reading the second part, you're like, okay, this guy's off his fucking rocker.
Yes.
But like, how many people actually got to the second paragraph after reading that? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, he just doesn't seem like a very pleasant person.
No.
Which is crazy.
Personality wise.
Which is crazy because now the guy that's obsessed with lights doesn't seem so bad. I'm like,
I know. It's so wholesome.
Which, by the way, the guy with 13 kids should get a hobby such as lights.
Yes. Yes.
That's how that guy feels about lights is how he should feel about his existing kids and spending time with them.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, so we can move along to the next one. This is a picture, and I don't mind calling this one out because it is a completely fake picture.
Oh, it's
That
totally
is-
AI generated. Yeah.
That is not, it's a bad AI generation.
I know.
So you can, like, right above his eyebrows, you can see where there's a totally different skin texture. It's just terrible. Guys and women, don't do this. Don't put
No, and then, like,
filtered.
the baseball hat kind of like, you can't tell, like, part of it looks like it's part of his head and his hair, but then you're like, it's a baseball cap. Like, it's very weird. It is very weirdly positioned in that picture.
Very
And it's looking at you
put
very
together.
The staring, I don't know. I no.
Yeah,
That's
crazy.
a little
it's
creepy.
bad.
That's a little
It
creepy.
is.
That's a little put the lotion in the basket. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't like that. We got to move on. It's creeping me out.
All right, so let's move on. This is another picture, and he looks great. He's a middle-aged guy, fit. I don't like gym selfies,
No.
but if a guy wants to put a gym selfie in there, fine, put one, whatever, if you have to. And I thought he looked a little familiar, and it was really driving me kind of crazy. And then it dawned on me. So if you want to move to the next picture, it's our local sheriff. I almost died. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, and so again, I blurred out everything on there, his badge, because I don't want to get in trouble. And technically it's a former sheriff and former local police chief too. So he's been in law enforcement around here. But I just thought, why would he put a gym selfie up there when you've had, like, he's literally the sheriff of the entire county, and before that the chief of the police department, and then he's posting a gym selfie while it looks good? Sir, come on.
I mean, a gay guy, a friend of mine, once told me, because he would work out all the time, I'm like, don't you ever just take a break? Like, this is crazy. So his saying was, no pecs, no sex. So maybe that's what sheriff lives by that rule. No pecs, no sex. Like, he needs to
Maybe
come off.
I am not. I didn't say that, sir. If you come for me, if you see this, that was somebody else. I just thought it was kind of funny to see that.
And
So,
well, it would have been wild had it been on there and you figured out who it was, or other people did. I'm sure you were not the only one.
Yeah.
Because
right.
did it have it in his bio what he did, or did it have any of that information, or no?
I think it was pretty vague.
Okay.
And so.
But
yeah.
it'd be crazy that all of a sudden everybody finds out that he like figures out who he is, and he's like married with 13 kids.
I know.
Right. And no, he's not. He is divorced. And because funny enough, he showed up on that Are We Dating the Same Guy site.
No.
Oh no.
And it was just somebody asking, are we
Okay.
dating the same guy? And I'm not, yeah, he showed up on there. I'm
Oh.
probably not supposed to talk about that now that I think of it.
Well, I mean,
Whatever. Allegedly.
he's putting
he's-
himself out there. So
He's the one that put his gym pic out there with his pecs out. So
And he is a public figure. He's very much still a public figure.
I think that's the least of his problems.
Yeah. So those are my pictures for you guys this time around.
Oh my gosh. And you that was your tip last time to
Mhm.
just be themselves, just none of those crazy pics. And I think that might be your advice again, Michelle.
Mhm. Yeah. Yep.
And then don't ask
And join that group. Yes.
and don't ask for
join that
FaceTime,
Facebook
right?
Right.
Right off the bat.
Can I show you guys a couple of things that I got in the mail today before we get too far away?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, first, actually, let me go back. First of all, you were talking about the D Cups customs. I thought I would show mine.
Oh,
It's a
what is
tiny
it?
little. It's one of the it's
Shot
the
glasses?
swear.
Yeah, but can you move it in closer?
It's a swear bear size. So if you're
Aw.
wondering, but
Cute.
and if you want to see it compared to a soda can, that's how little it is.
That is
So I
cute.
use it for espresso. When I'm
okay.
going in the car, it's great for espresso, and it has a little lid for the car.
Oh,
So
I love that.
Mhm.
Michelle's out there doing shots and driving.
I know.
No, just espresso, just espresso. But I got a couple things in the mail today, so I'm dear Chappie, I hope you don't mind, but I won a couple of things. I won this sweet little candle.
Is that
Can
a
you see
foot?
it?
Got a foot.
It's a golden foot candle.
That is so fucking funny.
Okay.
It is so funny, and it's pretty small.
I like that you're comparing sizes.
Yes. Speaking of comparing sizes, the pièce de résistance. I got a cockcuterie board. Thank you so much, Jackie.
Chappie is
It's-
like the Oprah Winfrey of cockcuterie boards. Just giving them
Love
out
it.
left and right.
It's the 18-incher.
Okay.
I got an upgrade. Thank you.
18 inches.
Mm-hmm.
That's just too big. I'm sorry.
Gonna hold a lot of meats.
It can hold a lot of meat. It sure can.
It sure can.
It'll be perfect for hot dogs. Hot dogs in the middle, buns here, sauce here.
That is freaking hilarious.
So
That is really funny. And I
That
like
is
that
funny.
he dished out for the biggest size. He didn't
I
skip out
know.
on you.
I know, I feel just so fortunate. So thank you, sir.
That is really funny. Jen Glenn is so jealous right now.
Jen, I can send it to you.
She's gotta win the prize on Chappie's show. She's gotta win
That's
her
right.
own.
What's in Chappie's box?
Oh, that's funny.
That is
All right,
hilarious.
guys. Before though, Michelle, we let you off.
Mhm.
I just because I knew we were going to talk about like dating and some of like the horrific things that are happening. I have 2 videos to show you guys about what it's like out in these streets for these ladies. I mean, man, I know we've talked a lot about the crazy men
Mhm.
in these apps. If anybody wants to join us and give us the male perspective, you are more than welcome to reach out to
Yes.
us, and we'll find stuff about the crazy females, because trust me, we know there's a ton out there. But this is what I stuck to the theme today. So here's the first video.
You know, you're my first date of 2025. I'm gonna tell you the truth, I think you'd be a lot prettier without all that makeup on. As Drake once said, airtight sweatpants, chilling with no makeup on. That's when you're the prettiest. I hope that you don't take it wrong. By the way, a bit of an inside scoop. You know, Drake and Kendrick Lamar have like a beef brewing up. I think it's because Kendrick got like the Super Bowl or something. You didn't hear it from me though.
I mean,
No.
Come on. He's got a lot of practice shaking that salad, tossing that salad.
I don't know what I would do. That is a lot of aggressive shaking of that salad. The singing,
Mm-mm. The Drake quoting, get the fuck out of here. No, sir. It's my first day of 2025 and the last, sir. I'm out.
and then
No.
the like wiping of his nose with his sleeve. Like, sir, you're not 5.
I
Did you
didn't
guys
even
catch
see
that?
that one.
Mm.
I
Like
was too
midway,
busy
like when
watching.
he stopped, like he added more dressing or whatever to aggressively
see.
shake the second time, he like swiped his nose with his sleeve, and I would have been like, and that's, I'm sorry, that was the strike 3. I'm out.
I didn't
But-
notice. Oh my god.
Okay, so that's one dating story, and then here's the next one.
On a date that was so bad that 2 women who were next to us came up to me after he left and said, "Hey, don't mean to eavesdrop. Was that the worst date you've ever been on?" How it started, we match. He pitches this place in Williamsburg. It's like a dive bar, and I'm actually 5 minutes early. I see that he's already seated at a table, and this is important, he already has a drink. I have been on dates before when this has happened, and it's usually because the guy doesn't want to pay, which is silly for me because I always offer to split just to be polite. They shouldn't take me up on it, but I do always like lightly offer. I also don't drink that much, so you're just really never gonna waste that much money on a date with me. Also, the beers were like $8. I like put my stuff down. He's seated in the booth, by the way. I got the chair, he got the booth. And he's like, "Oh, did you want to get a drink?" And I go, "Sure," waiting to see what he does. And he goes, "Bar's right over there." And I go, "Okay." And I pick up my little purse and I walk over to the bar. And while I'm at the bar, I'm like, I have work tomorrow. Like, I don't really want to drink right now. So I order a seltzer. If I'm paying for it, like, I would like to order a seltzer. I'd like to order a $4 seltzer, please. This will have turned out to be a huge decision. He asked me what I got, and I'm like, "Oh, a seltzer." And he goes, "What? You're not gonna drink anything?" And I was like, maybe later. I'm not really feeling it right now. And he cannot get over it. We talk about this for maybe 3 minutes. Then he goes, "Nobody's ever done this to me on a first date before." What? That seems unlikely. We're getting older, sir. You're 35. He does apologize. I just, I was thrown. You were thrown from a seltzer? You will live. And then he says something that unfortunately means I cannot leave. He goes, "I work at Tinder." Tinder being the app we matched on. I'm a curious person, and I run a dating comedy show. I have to know everything. I have to know everything about your coworkers and about you. I ask him, "Oh, do you like your office?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't go into the office." And then unprompted, he goes, "I work from home. I have a doctor's note for my phlegm problem." There are witnesses that this man said this to me. And I realize he has been doing a little phlegm noise every 10 minutes. And he's like, "Yeah, it was disruptive to my coworkers." And I was like, cool. Yeah, for sure. So I sit with this man for an hour and a half, and I learn a lot about what it's like to work at Tinder. So it's kind of worth it. He's on his second beer. He starts slurring his words. To me, that means it's not his second beer. I'm like, "Oh, it's late. Want to head out?" And he goes, "Oh, is it?" I call an Uber, and he sees that it's coming, leaves immediately. And I'm just standing there wow, thank God I didn't buy a beer for this stupid date. These 2 women come up to me, "Hey, we don't mean to eavesdrop. Was that the worst date you've ever been on in your entire life?" And I was like, "No." And then they were like, also, he was blackout drunk. And he was coughing a lot. I was like, "Well, he has a doctor's note." So, and they're coming to the next Ask a Fuckboy, so that's very fun.
So it is rough out in these streets. I have a
that's
phlegm problem and I have a doctor's note. Sir.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's just terrible.
Why her getting a seltzer threw him off though? That's like I don't.
Because he won't be getting laid.
Oh.
Oh,
This
good
is
call
not the
out.
first time I've heard this type of
Okay.
story. It's a similar, it happens. Guys get weirded out. I don't drink. And so guys get weirded out that I don't drink. And I think some of them who they want to meet at a bar for a happy hour or for whatever because they know it will lead to less filters and less,
Mm.
and being uninhibited or whatever, So, yeah, guys get weirded out when I say that I don't drink or that if
Wow.
we're at a restaurant and I just get a soda or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, I mean, now that you put it that way, like I
I could see
get
that.
why
Yeah.
he was so pushy about her drinking. But Jen posts also he in the chat, he wanted her to buy him a beer.
But if he has a job, well, I guess that doesn't necessarily mean he can
No.
afford to have a beer.
That's
So
fair.
it could have been one or the other. For he didn't want to dish out another $8
For the beer.
after he's been drinking all day. Maybe it's the drinking that's fucking up his throat. That's why he probably has a lot of phlegm.
It could be.
Has he thought of that?
No, because he's got a doctor's note. He's good.
It's not the drinking.
That's
Oh.
but that's crazy. Like she stayed. Like I no.
She must be like me because I would have been curious too. I mean, I kept asking the guy about his, what did they call it? The FaceTime wanker who said that in the chat.
The
and
polite
she has
pervert.
a
We had so many names.
she has a dating show or a comedy dating show, and so she needed dirt.
Content.
If
Yeah.
she knew she wasn't going to get a relationship out of this guy, so she was going to stay and get the
She's
content.
gonna get
and
content.
I understand that.
Well, he worked at Tinder, so that's why she's like, I need all the scoop. Which,
yes,
quite honestly, I probably would have stayed for that too.
yes, yeah.
I would have stayed back too and gotten all the scoop.
All the scoop.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know, at least you're not. I mean, he's fleming and slurring his words, but you're not watching. I mean, could you imagine like the guy that was aggressively shaking his salad, how he probably eats? Like having to watch that guy eat.
Mm-mm.
At least this guy's just slurring his words. She's not having to watch me. She could just get that information out.
Fair.
And he's not singing to her.
No.
There were just both terrible dates, and I say no to both.
No.
All right, Michelle. Well, thank you so much for hopping on with us. We totally appreciate you updating us, keeping us on our toes, or like on what's out there in these dating apps, because Marissa and I refuse to get on these.
And I still have some pictures saved up, even though I'm not going to be on the apps. I'll still have some information if you want.
Yes, we will definitely have you back on. We love your stories. We love that you are more than like willing to come on here and share with us. We totally appreciate that. And any last words before you go play with your 18-inch? put some meat on that 18-inch.
Nope, that'll do. That'll do. Thank you so much.
Her shot and her 18-inch.
She's golden. She's set.
All right,
Thank
Michelle.
you.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
All right, Marissa. So we went down some crazy stories today.
We did. That was wild. Every time I hear people and their dating stories, I'm like, this is why I will be a dog lady. I will not be a cat lady, but I will be a dog lady, because no, that's crazy.
You just can't.
No, and I have zero patience too. I have zero poker face and I have zero patience. Like the guy aggressively shaking his salad, I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are we doing this?
Like, sir, let's relax. Like, what did that salad do to you, sir?
Yeah. And then you start singing to me, I'm out. I don't know you. blocked immediately. So that is, I love the people that are out there doing it and enduring through all of these wild situations to find their person, because I could never.
I mean,
could never.
dog lady, and now you've got a new friend, Marissa.
There you go. See?
There you go. You could
Boom.
be Jesus or a Satan.
Let's be real.
Which
I'm
would
more
probably
likely
be Satan.
I'm going to be more the latter, but
But there, you're all complete. You're set now.
I'm set. Yeah.
You're set. All right, guys. So there we go. Wrapping up another morning after.
Yeah.
Marissa, how can they find us? And if anybody wants to join us?
Yes, if you all want to collaborate with us, hop on the morning after, share your stories, share anything that personal or not, anything that you've heard, anything that you find on the internet, you can always hop on and share those stories with us. You can always schedule with us by DMing us on our Instagram account, and our handle is
at I Hate It Here HQ.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for hanging out with us today. We appreciate you. We appreciate your time. Michelle, as always, such a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for sharing your stories and sharing everything and being so nice. I always feel like such a bitch when she comes on.
She's like
she's so kind.
So kind, where you and I are like, just
I'm like, jail. Immediately jail.
Immediately jail. Exactly. And I mean, and if ladies out there, if you decide to peruse Tracy's dog and do something for science and want to talk about it, let us know.
Let us know. Yeah, let us know how that went. But also for the men out there, because I know we go, we share a lot of stories from a female perspective. For a lot of the men out there that are dating or that have experiences and stories, please share with us. We'd love to hear both sides of the story. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us, share those stories, or hop on and share your stories with us. We'd love that.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't have to be as wild as the like Helen stories. They don't have to be I mean, we just want to hear the other side, right?
Yeah,
perspective of dating in 2025.
Absolutely.
What we want to know what it's like. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Once again, we appreciate you. We appreciate your time, and we will see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Jams, management schemes, and toxic plans. Your job's a joke, oh, we can relate. Welcome to work life, the thing we all hate. Erica and Marissa, your workplace queens, sharing nightmares straight from the scenes. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here, but at least we can laugh through the tears. Erica and Marissa have seen it all, from cubicle fights to the bathroom stall balls. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here, from the break room drama to the bosses here. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here, from the break room drama to the bosses here. We hate it here, oh, we hate it here, so grab a seat, it's horror premiere. Office gossip, printer jams, management schemes, and toxic plans. Your job's a joke, oh, we can relate. Welcome to work life, the thing we all hate. Erica and Marissa, your workplace queens, sharing nightmares straight from the scenes. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here, but at least we can laugh through the tears.